What it do, crispy crew? I'm talking a little bit low because it's still morning time, so I don't want to wake anybody up. But I wish I had my mic or something. I need a mic. Try my AirPods. Let me see if that works. But this is another video of what I've been listening to lately. I guess we can just get right into it.
24 hours later.
What did you do, crispy crew? I was about to change the scenery, but I decided not to. So I'm just gonna do this again. Hold on, let me adjust this right quick. All right, but yeah, so basically this video is gonna be serving more as not exactly a music critique or like an album review or anything of that nature, but more of just general recommendations of just some artists that I've been listening to lately that I feel like y'all should check out. First things first, you got the boy Konfide. Shout out to Konfide. I think at the time of recording this video, last night he was at a Lil Uzi concert, threw his shirt up there, and I'm pretty sure got recognized by Uzi, so congrats to him on that. But on the other end, he also makes his own music. He dropped an album called Before Confiding Souls. I think that was what it was called. I couldn't remember. I'll put it back on the screen and I'll link it in the description if I can find it. It's pretty sure it's on Spotify. It's on all platforms. Point stands is that he makes music that is more centered towards like the rage or maybe even like the plug style of music. Personally, I would generally think that if you like niggas like Autumn, Summers, or even Eat, then he's definitely a good pick for you. But also, he also collabs with this other artist I listened to recently a lot named She Loves PJ. I'm fact check that one. But point stands is that these two artists, whenever they do collab, it's generally very good, and I'm very excited to see what they make in the future. Because PJ makes more of a New York drill or Jersey drill. He's actually been rapping for a little bit longer now, and he's a bit more diverse when it comes to things of that nature. From what I've heard, he's made beats all the way from like country to even like rock type beats to even drill and Jersey. So it's like he is definitely versatile. He's definitely knows his sound and he knows what lanes that he can infiltrate. And honestly, I feel like it's kind of hard to compare him to anybody considering how diverse his sound is. The only person you can make a comparison to would probably be folks who are very diverse in the rap game, similar to folks like Drake and maybe even like people like Meek Mill, because I've seen Meek Mill like diversify what he's been able to rap on. So generally things like that is something that you should be able to look out for. But another artist that I've been listening to as of recently has been RX Poppy. And a lot of people might already know who this is if you're like keen to the underground scene, but every time I even mention him to people that I know IRL, niggas is like, who the hell is that? So it's like, I guess niggas just don't know who he is. Long story short, he's not exactly comparable to any other artist. It's like in the mainstream realm. He's kind of just his own little person. He is a very gritty, I can say his music's very gritty. His productions, his beat selection is always very good. And from what I was told, I think he also produces some of his music, but don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that at all. But generally is that he makes music that's, I'm not gonna lie, it's some of it's some straight ignorant shit. But for the rate that he produces and releases music is almost similar to like Wayne in his mixtape days. Like it's kind of hard to call RX up and coming because he's been rapping for so long. So it's like, and I think he pretty much releases yearly, if not a couple times a year. So it's like he has a lot of stuff in his vault and he's constantly releasing, he's constantly in the studio, and he has a good amount of people around him that make similar music, like RX Nephew. Shout out to him as well, but I haven't been listening to him as of recently. But either way, I will say if you are someone who's not exactly very open-minded person, his music will not be for you, not even because of the subject matter, but because of there's certain songs that he makes that's like to the average listener, to a casual listener, it's not going to appeal to mainstream audiences. Like he made a 18-minute song called like, I think it was like Therapy Session or something of that nature. Songs like that aren't going to apply to the mainstream audience. And even though it's going to say how many monthly listeners he has on Spotify or Apple Music or SoundCloud or whatever you're going to listen to him on, something I've realized is that people will have that much, but nobody will still know. Like, people in real life, for whatever reason, will just not know about him whatsoever. So, like, it's just little things like that that you will not. If you're a casual listener, don't even bother. But if you're very open-minded when it comes to music, I personally suggest you give him a listen. Final person on our list is, he's not even really underground anymore, but he's also still up and coming technically. It's Cardi's Opium label signee Ken Carson. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I've always listened to Ken Carson from here and there, but this recent album he dropped, A Great Chaos, now this might be my personal album of the year. Has such great energy. Some tracks he's really like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that he's doing a lyrical exhibition, let's be for real, but I can say that he has wasted no time when it comes to knowing what his audience wants, but also experimenting, because in previous albums, Ken Carson has been known to have this very jolly, jittery, like video game-ish type soundtrack in his albums. But this recent, I think it's kind of just the opium effect, honestly, of just like artists signing to the opium label and just becoming 10 times darker. But in his case, it actually works because he produces most of his own stuff, so he knows what's going to work for him and he knows what's not going to work for him. Also, he also experimented with other producers. I'm pretty sure Filthy, Wake Up Filthy, I'm pretty sure he produced a few tracks. There's this new producer that I didn't really know about named Starboy, I believe. Like, he went crazy on a couple of tracks too. And it's just like, and on top of that, Ken Carson knows how to use that auto-tune for actual, like, he knows how to use that in his songs, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas be saying that, like, if you use auto-tune, a lot of niggas automatically tune out of it, but it's like, he knows what he's doing with it. He knows how to manipulate it to actually fit the song, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, a lot of niggas just throw auto-tune on and they just hop on the track and just rap normally with the auto-tune on. At that point, you might as well not have the auto-tune, in my personal opinion. But Ken Carson, he does it a little bit differently. Personally, I suggest you just give it a listen. Go to it blind. Don't listen in shuffle. I don't know, as of recent, I've been hearing that a lot of niggas have been listening to music in shuffle, which is absolutely bonkers. But personally, I believe you should not be doing that whatsoever. So yeah, that being said, those are the folks that I've been listening to recently. Be sure to go give them a little listen and tell me what y'all think in the comments. And if y'all have any other recommendations for music, definitely be sure to drop that below as well. So yeah, see ya.